roast is one of my favorite foods. It's a true comfort food, especially on rainy days like today. I mean, what's not to love about tender beef, tender vegetables, potatoes, and a rich gravy type sauce? But there's also, in my opinion, lots of ways to do it. Here's one of the ways I do it. Okay, so we're gonna take our meat. I have a London broil here, and we're gonna season it generously on both sides with salt and pepper. And the beautiful thing about this recipe, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't need to go out and get an expensive cut of meat because this is gonna cook for a long time. It's gonna be nice and tender and very flavorful. I'll flip it over. Same thing on the other side. Generously with the kosher salt. Now we're gonna let this sit out and come to room temperature for 30 minutes. While our meat is coming up to temperature, we are going to slice our vegetables. We're going to julienne an onion. We're going to rough chop a couple of carrots. Same thing for some celery. And I have some baby bella mushrooms that I need to use, so they're going to be going into there too. Why not? Okay, our onion, real simple. We're just going to julienne it. So what that means, we're going to cut off both ends. Peel it. We're going to cut it right down the middle. Lay it flat. Remove the core. And then we're just gonna slice it lengthwise. Very thin. When you get to the end, turn it flat, start again. That's it. Okay, for our carrots, we're gonna give them a quick peel. Okay, I actually want more carrots in mine, so I'm gonna do another 3 because this doesn't look like a whole lot. So I'm just gonna do another 3 carrots. Okay, and last, we're gonna do our celery, and same thing, rough style, bite-sized chops. Add that right to your bowl with your carrots. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna chop for now is these baby bella mushrooms, and for these, just gonna do a real simple slice. That's it. We're gonna add that to our mushrooms. We're gonna add that to our carrots and our celery. Okay, we got our Dutch oven on the stove, heating over medium heat. Okay, and once our pan is nice and hot, we're gonna add the tiniest bit of olive oil, not a lot, just a little bit, and we're gonna place our meat in. And again, we're not cooking it. We just wanna get a nice sear, build some nice fond on the bottom, get a nice crust on our meat. In goes our meat. Probably gonna cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, just to get a quick sear. Okay, once our meat has a nice sear on it, and we got some nice fond building up on the bottom, we're gonna take our meat out. I'm gonna let it rest for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna work with this fond. Okay, we're gonna lower our heat to medium. We're gonna add a little bit more olive oil to the pan. 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna start sweating our onions. Onions in. Give that a good mix. Season generously with some kosher salt. Nice big pinch of kosher salt. Pepper and a little bit of garlic salt. Now we're going to sweat these down for about 2 to 3 minutes until they start to get translucent. Okay, don't forget, as we're sauteing and sweating these onions, you want to scrape up as much fond as you can from the bottom of that pan. You want to get all that flavor into your onions. Look at these onions. Nice, brown, delicious. It smells amazing in here. Okay, once our onions are nice and soft, we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna continue cooking this until our flour is nice and brown. Okay, once our flour is cooked and our onions are tender, we're gonna deglaze the pan with about a cup of red wine. And again, scraping that fond up from the bottom. If you need a little bit more red wine, you can add a little more. Okay, and then to our onions, we're gonna add 4 cups of beef stock. We're gonna give this a good mix to scrape up the rest of that fond on the bottom. Okay, then we're gonna add our meat back to our liquid. Woo. A little splash. We're gonna add our mushrooms, celery, and carrots right to this mixture. Give that a mix. Make sure everything is incorporated. splash more of red wine, a little bit more kosher salt, some thyme leaves, oregano, and a little bit more garlic salt. Why not? What could hurt? Okay, we're gonna give this a mix. And we're gonna cover loosely with our lid. And this is gonna go into a 325-degree oven for about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, after 1 hour, we're gonna add in 2 to 3 potatoes that we peeled and quartered, and a couple cloves of crushed garlic. We're gonna mix these in, and then this is gonna go back in for 2 more hours. Okay, see you in 2 hours. Okay everyone, here's our pot roast. It has been in for officially about, I don't know, I'm gonna say 3 hours now. So we're gonna take it out, slice our meat, get our vegetables plated up, and see how we did. Okay, our potatoes are nice and fork tender. By the way, this broth, amazing. Like, seriously so good. Okay, we're gonna get our meat out onto our cutting board. Whew. Okay, here's our meat. You can see it's just falling apart. Cutting it with a spoon. I'm gonna let this rest actually for about 10 minutes and then I'm gonna slice it. We got our meat and our veggies plated up. I'm just gonna go over this with a little bit of this sauce. Okay, so I have my pot roast right in front of me. Just wanna say thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, subscribe and like so I can see you in the next video. As for me, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this pot roast. And meat is just fall apart tender. Potatoes, 10 out of 10. See you in the next video.